Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. 1 minute in, few seconds in actually, but 1 minute on my actual broadcast, and we've got 83 concurrent viewers. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Let me know if you can see me, all that good stuff. You know how it is. We'll get a few admin points out of the way to begin with, and then we'll get the show on the road, guys. We've got a few things that I want to talk about. Yeah, quite a few things actually. I've been looking at other YouTube channels and stuff like that. I'm a big fan of most of the channels you guys watch actually, and I've been thinking, where is all this information coming from? Where are they getting all of this strategic map information from? And I've been doing a bit of digging on one of the Ukrainian channels today, and he literally just tells you where he's getting all of this information from. So I thought, hey, if you want to know about it, we can get into it. But there's a few maps that I'm interested in. It's really interesting actually, guys. I think the map that we've been using, the Ukraine interactive map, is pretty good anyway. But there's two other maps that I want to show you guys. That's going to add a lot of context to some of the news articles and the live news updates that the Ukraine interactive map has. So look forward to that one, guys. But if you're brand new here, please consider subscribing to the channel before we get into it. Make sure you check the notifications are turned on and hit that like button, guys. If we can get over 100 likes pretty quick, YouTube will recommend the video out to loads more people, and it would really help me out. What we got in the chat at the moment, actually, I've got this over to the left-hand side today. I'm not sure if that's going to work out, but I might have to change it to the right-hand side. But just bear with me, guys. Yeah, we've got a few people here from Baltimore. How are you doing, Gibbs? Virginia, United States Air Force Explosive Quarry. How you doing, buddy? We got loads of people here. First time I caught a live stream. Well, thanks for stopping by, guys. Thanks for stopping by. If you want to become a member, boom, that should be working. Let me know if it's popping up on the screen. No, it's not actually. 2 seconds, guys. Chat overlay. Let's get the URL for this. Bang, bang. Let me just put that back in. There we go. That should have worked. Boom. Hey, there it is. Right, so if you want to become a member, link is in the description, or I've just pinned it to this chat, guys. But that's not like a massive requirement. You don't have to if you don't want to. It literally just supports me a little bit more than you already do. So you don't have to if you're certainly not inclined to. That's that. Hello, members who's already in. We've got Margot. We got Scotty Mays. We've got, who else we got? Sure, I've seen a few other names that are, hey, Team Skeptic. Right, guys, Team Skeptic, this guy here has kindly invited me to go onto his channel tonight, and it'll be in around 2 hours. Yeah, in about 2 hours' time or so, give or take. So go, make sure you subscribe to his channel. It'll be pretty cool speaking to him. He's got a real good channel, guys. I like some of the content that he does, so make sure you go check him out. Pretty cool. Well, thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure to find this channel. Thank you. Hey, first super chat of the day. Hello, mate from Boston. Well, thank you very much for the super chat. That's very, very kind of you. I don't like looking over to my left, actually, for the super chats, so I'm going to change this. 2 seconds. Right, definitely need to change that. We don't need that to be that big. Right, let's get this over there before we get going. There we go. That's much better. Right, guys, if you haven't been watching my... I don't want to be... I don't want to... How can I put this? I don't want to blow my own trumpet, so to speak, but me and my dad's got a boxing podcast. It's not related. We're doing a bit of admin before we get going. And... not just saying it, it's really, really good. Like, I'm having more fun on that channel than I envisioned I would. I knew it would be fun anyway, but it's really is a pleasure doing those podcasts with my dad. If you haven't been on that channel yet, please subscribe to it. All right, it's fantastic. The bloopers, the outtakes that we're recording, when we're recording content, we obviously don't get things right first time, okay? And because it's not, most of the time it's not live stream. Certainly at the moment it's not live stream anyway. So what we're doing is recording it. But amidst all of those recordings and the shorts that we're doing, there's a lot of bloopers, there's a lot of outtakes, and my dad's absolutely hilarious. So please go show some support to that channel. You're definitely not going to regret it, okay? Let me get the link for you guys. I have to promote this because it really is an awesome. Yeah, it's just go watch a few seconds of it. You'll enjoy it. Let me get this link for you. Some of the outtakes that we've had are absolutely hilarious, man. And let me get this link in the chat for you before we get going with this. Right, there is. I've spammed the chat. Hey, Medius Brian 23. Thank you very much for the donation. Super chat. Hello from Boston. Actually, I already read that one. We got another one. Roger Dalva. I appreciate the super chat, my friend. Believe that is Norwegian krona. Is that right? NOK? Might be wrong. Let me know. I think it is. Roger Dalvia. Thank you, buddy. If you if you want a super chat, guys, you get two different things. You get like a super sticker. And then you get super chat. If you're going to do either, one, I'm very grateful anyway, but two, if you're going to do either, do it one way you can write a question in, because actually people like it in the chat. Loads of people appreciate the questions, get fired at me. I answer them as best I can. I don't get them right all the time, but you're going to hear an honest opinion from a former Royal Marine. So if you want to do that, then that would be pretty handy. Hello from Florida, Jay Smith. How you doing, buddy? Loads of people in the chat tonight. How many people actually have we got? 186, 62 likes. Let's get 100 likes, guys, and then we'll get started. Swipe down, smash the like button, and then we'll get straight into it. Carl Smith, I'm doing good, man. How you doing, buddy? Simplify, Joseph D. Gutierrez. Good to see you, buddy. Let me get some water first. Let me get some water. Right, so one way I've been gauging to see if the picture quality is where it needs to be is I use my beret as a gauge, and if that looks nice and green, then we're doing the trick, guys. There's the green beret, the coveted green beret. One of my proudest prized possessions. This thing, just a piece of cloth to literally everyone, but to me, it's more than that. I use this to clean the windows with now. No, I'm only joking. It's hard earned. All right, something very, very hard earned. And although I didn't do like mega time in the military, some people do like 20, 30 years. That's not me. I did my bit that I wanted to. I was proud of, and that's that. Once you've earned it, haven't you? Simple as that. Have we got any Marines in the chat actually at the moment? Have we got any Marines or aspiring Marines in the chat? Let me know. And let me know if there's anything you want to know about the military, specifically training, how you can get through that process. This is a chat about Ukraine primarily, but we can divert off onto different subtopics pertaining to the military if you so wish. Let me know in the chat. Shark 2003, find a Russian beret and wipe your arse on it. Now, respect to all soldiers, man. Doesn't matter where they come from. That's just my take on it anyway. Troops, how many likes have we got? Right, I can't tell on the screen. Has that worked? Why can't I see how many likes? How many likes have we got, guys? Why is it doing that? How many likes? 178. Right, let's go then. Let's go. Sniper, US Army Sniper retired. Thank you for your service, buddy. Apache. I'm XSAS, which in his case stands for Saturdays and Sundays. Let's go. Pissed Off Dragon, not a military person, but only playing war games. Nothing wrong with that. I was a war game specialist before I became a Royal Marine, and gamer for life, man. Love it. Absolutely love it. Bremer's Ghost merch idea, Russian flag toilet paper. Probably someone's already doing that. 130 likes. Let's go. Right then. So, troops, before we get into how I'm going to do this, there's definitely a time limit on this one. I'm probably only going to go maximum an hour and a bit, simply because we've got other commitments tonight. I'm appearing on a different channel tonight, which is going to be pretty cool. On Team Skeptic's channel. I'm really, really looking forward to that. Every 20 minutes or so, give or take, I'm going to ask you guys to hit the like button. Why? Because, it's the main thing that helps us out. It really helps us out. Likes is the main thing that gets the video suggested. So I'm going to ask that every 20 minutes or so. I'm not going to kick the arse out of it. I'm occasionally going to ask you if you want to become a member. Why? Because it helps us out. All right. I'm not a Jake Paul. I'm not in the millions of subscribers. I'm not getting millions of views a day. This is my full-time job. Without going too deep into it, some of these videos don't get monetized. I think a lot of people don't believe that. Especially topics like this. So memberships just help us make content every day. So that's why you see so many people asking the question. So that's that. Nip it in the bud, put it to bed. If you want to become a member, you can. If you don't want to, that's absolutely fine. Cool beans. And super chat questions like this fine question here. I apologize if I'm absolutely butchering your name to death. Ali Reza Tabrizi, thank you very much for your super chat. You're saying, I'm looking at a military career. Is there a difference between Army officer training and Royal Marine officer training? Yes, there is. And in simple terms, it's harder, quite simply. And I'll argue that with anyone. The Royal Marines is a Royal Marine recruit, so non-officer training is, in my humble opinion, the hardest basic infantry course you could do, and the key word to that is basic. All right, basic infantry. So not a lot of people can argue that. It's certainly the longest in the Western world, and arguably the hardest basic infantry course on the planet. Which by default, in my humble opinion, makes the officers even harder. It's twice as long, like 64 weeks, might even be longer now. And those guys have to be in charge of the best troops on the planet, basic troops. All right, we're not talking about specialist, special force and all that. They obviously have earned a different realm in society altogether. I have the utmost respect for anyone who's in SF, simple as that. So I'm not talking about those guys, I'm talking about the Royal Marines. So, basic Army officer training is so diverse. It's unbelievable. It's a fantastic opportunity, fantastic for anyone wanting to do it. But if you want to ask the question, what's harder? What's the difference? The Royal Marines are just harder to obtain. Fact. But you can be a logistic officer in the army, and sit on your Khyber Pass all day, filling out forms. Not a bad job if that's what you want to do. Cool beans. You get the same amount of money. Same accolades and same respect in many cases, because people don't have a clue the differences. But that's that. If you want a course that is very physically hard to pass and complete, very, very mentally arduous on the mind, body, and soul, Royal Marines is tough. Royal Marines officer is harder by default. The tests are harder. They have to do quicker times. They have to self-navigate on the 30 miler and all of that type of stuff. So that's just the way it is. So that's that. But if you want to be, but that doesn't mean it's better. All right, it doesn't mean it's better. If you wanted to do an admin support role or something like that, and you want to be an officer within that field, then it's a silly move to go Royal Marines when you're basically going to be taking charge of a fighting troop of men when you first pass that training. You will do that as a young officer. You'll go straight into a fighting company and take charge of a fighting troop of men. So it's the same. Do you understand? So that would be a stupid job for you if you didn't want to do that. So it's not necessarily better, all right, but it's certainly a harder course in many ways. All right, that's that. Good question. That I like questions like that, man. Joseph D. Gutierrez. I'm back in date. Danny G. Hello, brothers. Illinois. Good to see you, man. Ali Reza. Good quizzy. Quizzes, we like quizzes like that. Any more questions like that? Let's get them in, guys. Chris Shug, respect from a fellow Marine, Semper Fi till I die. Let's go. Cool beans. Let's go. Joseph D says, as a former USMC corporal, I have much respect for all servicemen. Same, exactly same, buddy. And respect and thank for your service as well. Explosive Quarry, thank you for the US dollars. Thank you very much. USAF basic training was so overrated. I didn't do anything and I didn't go in the gas chamber. Wow. That's pretty cool. You didn't do anything. Didn't go into the gas chamber. Look, USAF is pretty the same as the RAF in terms of choose your draft, right? Most people love to have the ability to say they're in a hard unit, a hard regiment, whatever, badass, all of this, that, and the other. Cool. Like I was proud to have a beer in a bar and brag to people about this thing, all right, and being a Royal Marine. It's pretty cool. Don't get me wrong. But when you're on deployment and you've been in the field for a few weeks and you're cold, wet, and miserable, and you haven't seen your wife or kids or partner or whatever for weeks and months on end, and you think the pay's not as good as you wish it was and stuff, and then you look at someone who's in the RAF and they're going to hotels and stuff as you're coming out of the field stinking, and they're getting the best of food and they're getting paid more because they're doing a specialist job. Then that's when you start to actually see it's cool what I'm doing, but I wouldn't mind a piece of that as well. So, and that's not everyone, granted, but that's the way I've found it. I'm just real. All right, so choose your draft, man. Nothing wrong with the RAF, nothing wrong with the non-infantry based jobs. It is what you make of it, man. Dean Fowler, thank you very, very kindly for your super chat, my dear friend. You're saying, in your opinion, what is the hardest military branch? Navy SEAL? ? No, Navy SEAL, not the hardest military branch. I mean, if you want to go into what's the hardest in the United States, it's the Green Berets. They are the only technical, actual special forces in America. You've got other special forces, what's the word? That umbrella of guys who support special forces. You've got a lot of guys who come under that umbrella and have the title. I can't remember exactly what it's classed as in the United States, but they're not actually, the real tip of the spear. There's a lot of guys who come close to it, but the Green Berets are that tip of the spear. Okay. In my opinion, Navy SEALs, Royal Marines Commandos, US Marine Recons, the Raider guys, they're all kind of similar, all right? Although we might not be bracketed the same. Royal Marines are up there with you got the Royal Marines, SEALs, your Raiders, your Recon Marines, they're kind of the same level, I would say. And all very, very individual, all very good at individual jobs that they do. And very much every single one of them will be better at certain elements of their job than the others. That's the nature of the beast. We have to have parts of the military that are better at different things, okay? Not all of them can be good at all of those things. Granted, in my opinion, the US Green Berets probably are, but their job role is when shit has really hit the fan, all right? But they're all great, all right? Well, thank you for that question. Them's the type of questions, guys, I like to get fired my way. Hey, Roger Dalver, welcome to the Gender Members Club. Thank you very much, my dear friend. Cool. Right then. So, about this Mapio. Let's get into it. So boom. So this here, right, is the map which we've always been using. Is the map that we've been kind of gauging how things are. I don't really watch the news too much, okay? But this is something that I would literally tune into. You guys would tune in at the same time, and we'd go through this map for about half an hour, and learning stuff. All right, which is all cool. Get a lot of information. It's live news as well. You can go straight to the source. A lot of the sources of these articles and headings were from Twitter and stuff. So again, take of that as you wish. But I was watching a channel today. I can't remember his name. Maybe you guys in the chat can help me out. He's a Ukrainian guy. His channels went through the roof, mega views, and he uses, boom, this map. This is one of the two that I'm going to show you today, and it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And the first thing I noticed on this is it's annotated with positions and stuff of the Russian forces, I believe. It makes sense for these guys to be Russian forces. I'll tell you in a moment why I think that is, because obviously this area is red. It goes without saying. All right, these are the areas of interest for Russia. And little pockets of blue here. There's not much. What's this? Liberated. All right, okay, so yeah. So these areas with these troops in here are obviously Russian forces. If someone can confirm that with me, I would really appreciate it. If you can let me know in the comments, am I right in saying that? And it's telling you alleged potential movements from these individuals, all right, or groups rather. So we've got the 228th Motorized Rifle Regiment. They're trying to push down to Bakhmut. 55th Separate Motorized Rifle Brigade. This map is insane. I don't know who does this, but it's a live map as well, I think. I don't know. I just think it's crazy how these maps can be updated like that. Kiev, yeah. And this other map, we'll flick between two of them, is this one. It's a deployment map. Now, this is crazy. Obviously, last updated 2nd to the 5th. Right, 2nd to the 5th. Let me see. Right, so this is going to have a bit of a pause, and I think that would be a strategical pause to not endanger anyone's lives. That's what I believe. So this is all of this, and I believe I read somewhere that this is all information that's out in the public domain, i.e. on the news, in mainstream, all of that. So this shouldn't be putting anyone in danger. This is all out there anywhere, all right? That's one thing I'd like to say. This information's not secret or anything. It's all out there. But look at this. All of this information that we can divulge in, and we can make something of it as well. We can make something of it by this first map that we all use, all right? Which I think is pretty cool. So if we're looking over here, let's have a look. Let's have a look here. Straight over to here. I can't pronounce these names. I wish I could. So shelling with cluster munitions, right? When did that happen? 2 hours ago. If we look at what's got to be said, nothing there actually. See, some of these things don't have anything on. So jump to map, bang. So if we look on the deployment map over there, it should give us a little bit more information what's happening on the ground. So where are we at? Bang. There's up that river. There, this bit. So if we compare the two, this is amazing, man. What we've got there is Ukrainian Volunteer Army in red. 73rd Naval Center for Special Operations. Right, I don't know. The blues has definitely got to be friendlies, right? Ukrainians. Can someone confirm that? Can someone confirm that in the chat? Color grading looks good today. Hey, boy, thank you. Yeah, we've been working on it a bit, mate. Like I say, we're not a professional outfit on YouTube. We're a one-man band at the moment. I would like it to be bigger and better, but we have to make do with what we got, man. Smash that like button, troops. Let's go. Over 300 in the chat. Let's go. Confirmed blue latest pushback. Hey, Le Diamond Dog, how you doing, buddy? Right, so I believe these is a Ukraine's Operations Command South. So what we can get is a bit of context to what's actually happening on the ground. We can put boots on the ground. We can put names of individual organizations and stuff. So we can kind of get a bit of a battle picture. So shelling in this part, okay? It looks like it's just shelling, all right? Looks like there's just shelling happening there. But then we go into the deployment map. We get a bit of a bigger understanding of what the hell's actually going on there. All right. We got the 23rd Reserve Ukrainian Volunteer Corps right in the center of that shelling. So what have we got here for an area of interest? I don't know what this is. I wish I could understand the writing. But it's obviously going to have something to do with the ports. It looks like it's potentially a bit of a port town. We've got various different barge ways and stuff like that here, all aimed at getting supplies to and from. All right, supplies to and from obviously helps with the movement of individual goods to get towards the front line. So it's no surprise that they're bombarding that with strikes. It was actually 9 hours ago, a video, Polish president and Ukrainian in Kiev. Right, let me turn this down just in case it blasts our ears out. What's going on with this? So he's chilling some beans, Zelensky. Where's that at, though? Right, that's Kiev. Okay, so not a lot going on there. But this area here, we're going to look into this. In the deep state map, actually, what's going on with the deep state map? As you can see, where was it? It was up here, wasn't it? Nothing really put on there. So that area, I think it's the same area. Right, so it's happened down there. Like this area here. I don't know what's going on there. Probably is a factory or something like that. Wouldn't surprise me if it's a factory or something. Who's near? We got operational command south. Maybe it was a tactical decision to get rid of the operational command, to disrupt that so the deployment of troops and stuff can be hindered. It would make sense, really. Question, Navigator 54. Dit Commando, how much of a difference do you think it would make if the Ukraine had a group like Royal Marines and British SES? Well, they will have groups like that within their structure. I think Ukraine has a very similar kind of, I say very similar, it's got a similar command structure to that of the United States, just albeit very much smaller. But we've got to look at what those troops do. So if we're thinking about the Royal Marines, what are they designed for, really? Well, if we go back to World War II, they were designed for, to take part in raids, commando, short, sharp, shock-style raids, capable of mass destruction with only 1 or 2, 3, 4 guys, small teams, get in, cause mass amounts of destruction, get the hell out of there. Short and sharp raid type tactics. So that's what Royal Marines are primarily designed for. We've lost touch with that a little bit since Afghanistan, things like that, but we do take part in a lot of amphibious stuff still. Amphibiously, I think they would do well in wars like this because obviously you've got a lot of water here and they could be causing a lot of destruction, but it completely depends on what type of war you can fight. Royal Marines are capable of fighting on land as well, land, sea and air. Obviously, the amphibious stuff is our expertise. But the SES, obviously Special Forces, the best of what Britain has to offer, alongside the SBS, Special Boat Service. They'll have an equivalent of that as well. They'll have a Special Forces element as well, and they'll have support of other Special Forces elements around the world. So, these things will already be in place, guys. Don't be surprised. A country like Ukraine is not going to have that, if that makes sense. What's going on here then? 19th Public Protection Regiment, National Guard. I don't know any of these public protection regiments. So they're like a home guard equivalent, which is interesting. Like a home, this is the thing which Great Britain, I'm not going to say we don't have, but I think the mentality is that we do have something similar, but it actually isn't that. So our it used to be called Territorial Army, which was kind of perceived as like, they are part-timers, but it was back in World War II, the equivalent of a territorial army would have been those who would look after local areas, in the World War, in World War II, looking after localized areas, little villages and stuff like that. The Home Guard. And that kind of followed them through for a number of years and generations and decades of, still being that way. Now, TA has since changed to the reserves, all right? And the reserves have moved away from that massively in terms of, well, if you're based in, for instance, a little village in Newcastle, it's not necessarily your military aim to be of service to protect that localized area. All right. Granted, in a time of massive war that would affect our local shores, that would change and that element would become that. But it's not there primarily as that reason, whereas Ukraine seems to have, home guard groups specifically designed at, helping out the local regions, local villages and stuff for that purpose, which is something that I think, obviously Great Britain, you don't need it until you need it, if that makes sense. And we haven't had a reason to need it. So I get it. But Ukraine has, over the past 10 years or so, they have had a reason to need it, which is interesting. What else we got here then? So we got the 73rd Naval Centre for Special Operations, garrison in Mykolaiv. Right, so the garrison is here. We've got loads of individual groups pertaining to this area. 299th Aviation Brigade, 10th Navy Aviation Brigade. Over here we got 27th Artillery Brigade, Ukraine Volunteer Army. So you got your volunteers and stuff. Quite a lot of Ukraine troops dotted around here, obviously protecting. These are the front lines here, aren't they? Or the front lines that are getting pushed further back. 60th Motorized Brigade, 80th Air Assault Brigade. This looks like an mechanized brigade. Yeah, you see where they're all dispersed here. So this region here has been bombed. No surprise. Obviously, this is going to be their command structure, the southern command structure, all of their resupplies, all of their information, all of their tactical movements, everything. All right, their command structure pertains to the center region here, which is no surprise really why that's getting shelled. Right, I need to take off. I need to be able to show my mouse cursor. How do I show my mouse cursor? Hide cursor over projectors. No. How do I unhide that? Someone let me know how to stop hiding my mouse. Don't know why it's doing that. It was handy for something I was doing, I know that. Right, how many people in the chat? There's 350 viewers. Let's get over 300 likes, guys. Let's go. Welcome back, troops. Welcome if you're brand new here. Welcome to the channel. Any questions? Fire away. Any super chats? Fire a question in there. Let's go. So that's that deployment map. Deep State is not showing that much happening here. I don't know what the green bit area is. Liberated. In our Telegram, there is a separate message about, I don't know what this is. Liberated. What is liberated under Ukrainian control? Right, so the blue areas that are liberated and under Ukrainian control. There doesn't seem to be too many of those, actually. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be too many of those. We'll get into this map. I want to see what it's not really given, right? 10th Special Brigade. How do they know? 127 Separate Reconnaissance Brigade. So you got Recce there. 7th Guards Assault Airborne Division. Explosive Quarry. Have you seen the new idea for the Space Force dress uniform? No, I haven't. Where can I find it? Have you seen the new idea for the space dress uniform? No. Let me have a look. What is it? Actually, look, right, so it's like a concept, you're saying. It looked like from Star Wars. Right, here we are. Space Force. Oh, where's it gone? Where's it gone? There we go. I can't even think it's cool, man. Ugh, actually, no, I don't know about that. Yeah, it's a bit... Nah. They've just literally looked at Star Wars and reinvented it, right? Now, it's got to be a joke. Is that the actual uniform? So that looks all right, but when you put it next to this dude here, mate, what the hell's going on? I don't know if I don't know if I'm a fan of that. Why not just not do that? You know what I mean? Hey, Roger Dalver, thank you very much for your super chat, my friend. Get a question in there, man. Get a quizzy in there. Where's Spock? Spock's commander in chief, isn't he, of Space Force? I think you know the idea of Space Force, right? This is the thing with Space Force is I think people when they thought of it like Space Force, I'm going to join that. They instantly kind of think in their brains, oh, well, I'm going to get to go to space and chill on a military space station and stuff and fight the aliens and that, which is just not the case. You're on a base somewhere on Earth, doing normal earthly stuff. So it's for most people a little bit of a letdown, but again, it's catered for the geeks, the nerds, the impressionable individuals who want to better their life. But it's probably going to be pretty boring of a job, if I think. I think anyway. Bremer's Ghost says Ryan wants to be a space marine. Right, if Avatar, right here we go. I'll fire the question at you. I'm not ashamed. I don't give a shit. If Avatar was real, if you could if you could go and be a space marine and go to the place in which Avatar is set, all right. If that fiction could become a reality, how many people would want to go there? I'd put my hand up straight away. As long as my family could come with me, I'd be an Avatar Space Marine in a heartbeat, man. I'd volunteer for that shit, no problem. Elon Musk needs to get on it straight away and sort that shit out. Explosive Quarry, thank you very much, brother. You're saying the button represents the number of branches it is. The number of branches is really? No, let's have a look. Eighth fourth threat. Hang on, is the Space Force the sixth branch? Right, so what is it? Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, Space Force, and what's the other one? Coast Guard. Is that it? Let me know. I know more about the American military than most people on here. That's right, innit? Coast Guard, Navy, Marine, USAF, Space, Army. Let's go. But on the Coast Guard, isn't the Coast Guard like... I never got... The Coast Guard like do get deployed on active long missions, don't they? I don't know about the Coast Guard, man. I don't know. It seems a bit Baywatchy to me. Seems a bit Pamela Anderson and Baywatchy to me. I don't know. You're just a lifeguard, aren't you? I mean, I might not know much about it. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's just the way our Coast Guard in the United Kingdom is perceived. It just puts a dampener on what I would think of it, if that makes sense. Right, let's get rid of this bloody Space Force uniform shit. 349 viewers in the chat. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Troops, if you want to become a member, please hit the join button. Mike Ream says, hey, Commando, just wanted to drop in and say thank you for the video content. I served 4 years in the US Marines and now 6 in the Army. Keep up the videos. Marines are the top of the spear. Well, thank you very much for your comment, my friend, and I appreciate your service. I appreciate you coming to the show, supporting the videos. I'm humbled in your presence, man. Like I say, we just started off doing this for it's turned into a bit of fun, but it was there was a real need for this when I first started doing it. If you've seen other videos and stuff, I really did need this. We'll not get into that now. But yeah. Navigator 54. Let me read your comment. What are you saying there? I don't understand I don't understand that. But you said you got to run to the store before it closes, but hang in there. I'm working on monetizing a few people, and you're on my list. 10K a month, good for you in about a year or so. Hey, let's get it, man. Even bloody 1K a month. I'll be happy with that. What? Let me know your idea. You've intrigued me now. You've put dollar signs and stuff and mentioned K. You've put K's after numbers. Tell me more. Tell me more, baby. Um, how do you pronounce that? Marum. Marum? 00. I'll just call it 0. You're saying US Coast Guard are constantly getting into engagement with narcos. Wow. So our special forces do some work in South America, actually, I believe. Or at least that's what was portrayed on Foxy's show when he was basically hunting down like drug dealers and stuff. I think that's pretty cool, man. Because if you think about it, in South America, you get all these drug factories and stuff in the Amazon rainforest and everything else. It's like, it's kind of understood to be like a localized problem to the area, but when you think about the effect it has a massive reach globally. So effectively, it's a global problem, isn't it? You know, which I can understand why other countries are allowed to get involved with the tackling of that crime. It's an interesting one, drugs, and the concept of it being legalized and made illegal in various countries, and everyone has different rules and stuff. That's an interesting topic, actually. One of which I've debated with people in different capacities before, and I kind of concluded years and years I was massively for all drugs being banned and everything else. And then when I realized, well, actually, you want to ban all drugs, that kind of means, you know, medicinal drug. It means the whole thing, right? I mean, alcohol's a drug. There's drugs in cigarettes. There's drugs prescribed that are bad for you and everything else. So if, it's like, for me, it's like either ban everything or nothing at all. But if you ban everything, it's going to have massive effects on health and stuff like that, because some of the drugs out there really do work for people with certain ailments and everything else. All right. So you've got a moral dilemma there. But then you go on the other side, which I was swaying more towards over the past few years, is just legalize everything, and then you run the risk of people becoming heavily addicted to certain things. And you know, it's one of those, isn't it? Catch-22. I will say though, the countries that have legalized everything don't seem to have a drug problem anymore. So that was really interesting. Actually, drug use went down because it was so widely available and it was you're free to use it. And people, adults are like children, aren't they? When something becomes legal and you're allowed to use it, they're not really interested in it as much. That's what I've found anyway. It's mental. It's mental. If I missed anything there. No. What else we got? What else we got? Hey, Troy, I don't know. Is bathing in blood a drug? I don't know, man. Pissed off dragon, it's 4:20 here all the time. Good stuff, man. Hey, Marom again with the super chat. You're saying all I'm saying is someone who's with combat experience, the US Coast Guard gets into it all the time because of the boats they have to board. Well, I'd imagine drugs and stuff. Hey, you've got massive borders as well, America, and let's face it, a lot of people want to kick ass, don't they? With America, you either love them or hate them. It's just the way it is. It's just the nature of the beast. So I think you do need a fighting force Coast Guard, so to speak, and they'll be dealing with a lot of drugs, a lot of horrible shit. Really, let's face it. That's my take on it, anyway. So yeah, I think they're just a scapegoat. They're easy to give shit to, but really they are necessary. They are needed massively. Hey, thank you for over 300 likes, guys, as well. Thank you. Roger Dalva, you're saying Ukraine static, how many tanks destroyed, etc. Ukraine statistic, how many tanks destroyed? I don't know. How many tanks are destroyed? How many tanks have been destroyed in Ukraine? Let's look at that. Reportedly, Russia has reportedly lost more than 650 tanks and about 3,000 other armored vehicles and heavy equipment so far in the invasion of Ukraine. That's absolutely mental. 650 tanks and 3,000 other armored vehicles. That all kind of ties in with logistics and command structure not really being too asked about their kit and equipment. There was talks about the tires on a lot of these mechanized infantry vehicles, and like it's something that I took for granted when I was in the Marines, and something that we all bloody hate, right? But the kit and equipment, you've got to really look after it, guys. And kit maintenance is a massive part. Servicing your kit and equipment to make sure it functions for another day is a humongous part of military life. I've lost count of how many times you'd get your weapon system out on the first thing on a Monday, and then get it out on a Wednesday to clean for good measure, and then before you thin out on a Friday, you get it out again to make sure it's extra clean. And we did so much clean, it was mental. But there's one thing for sure: if we needed to use that weapon system, it's going to work. It's going to work, and the longevity you're going to get out of the weapon system is going to be it's going to be so much greater than a weapon system that's not being taken care of. And that little fraction of taking care of your kit is also whatever kit you have to use. So if you're FSG, fire support group, and you've got use of heavy vehicles to mount your weapon systems on and stuff, then guess what? They're going to be cleaning their vehicles as well all the time. And you might think, well, why does a clean vehicle need cleaning? Because it maintains it, all right? And you can see any little faults if the tyres will look a bit, something there, a little bit cracked. Well, let's get it out on the road, let's run it, let's test it, let's see if it works. And through that, you might have kit that's doubled or trebled its lifespan. We've got the Russians, though, however, using armoured vehicles and stuff like that with tyres from China, second-grade tyres, with vehicles that have never been moved because they haven't got the fuel to run them, and they've been left on airfields for months, weeks and years in some cases. And guess what? They've had loads of, most of the vehicles that they've been using have failed because the tyres have popped. That's absolutely mental. Their whole philosophy on how to run a military is so barbaric. It's so 200 years ago. It's insane, guys. Their military shit. It's trash. I don't care what anyone says. Bob Gale, thank you very much. You're saying also, you ever see the Coast Guard saving guys in the Bering Sea, deadliest catch, the crab guys? Wow. So they're doing a lot for public service as well. Thank you for your super chat. Marom, you're saying, I used to think it was a scam to move the trucks around. Then I saw what happened to that convoy and it made sense. Exactly. I thought the convoy says a lot, all right? They ran out of fuel, ran out of morale, ran out of luck, ran out of everything, man. They just didn't get started, all right? Didn't get started, thankfully. We don't want them to be good, do we? Jen Dip. It is Sunday night, fish and chips in the cookhouse. I remember it fondly. Nice, man. Oh, yeah, it is Sunday. Fish and chip Fridays for me. Eric says, I read one thing on how US vehicles in storage are frequently moved and running. Russia left them for years sitting in a field. Any rubber tire will fail if just sitting in the sun. Exactly, sun damage. This is basic stuff that you want. Why? Even just push the bloody thing around. It's free physical activity, isn't it? But it just goes to show the mindset of these bullies, and that's all it is. Bully tactics, guys, doesn't work. Hasn't worked. But thank you very much for the super chats, guys. I really do appreciate it. Let's get back to this map then. So this is the map here. I think there's a few other maps. Deep State map. It's telling us what and who and when they were there. Which is pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's only in this area. So it's showing movements and stuff like that. It's not going to be giving too much away. because obviously this is going to be updated after the information becomes relevant and live. But what it does is it gives us a little bit of a tactical picture of where their movements have been predicted or they have went, and what they aim at taking next. So if we go here to this region, you can see all those arrows pointing in this one direction. It looks to me that they're quite simply wanting to take this region here. All right. All of this is what they're probably attempting to take. And the way they've been kind of doing these things is they've been surrounding them on three sides and then just cutting across and then pushing back. It might seem really basic, but they've had some success with that, guys, okay? They have had some success with that. You can see the same happening here, the movements, all right? Their movements, obviously got a couple of water features here. Once they've took, I'm surprised we're not going to see any movement down here, to be fair. It does look like they're trying to make that move from Yampil up to this point, and then you just cut it all off. You've got that big, massive amount of land there. I think the disputes, you're not going to get, I mean, wars fighting in these areas where there's loads of water features is going to be horrendous anyway. Absolutely horrendous. RSM Fund sold the fish and chips. Good stuff, man. Guys, where you watching from? Where you watching from? Let me know in the chat now. I want everyone to comment where you're watching this video from. I want to get I want to be able to judge where you're watching from. Gauge, rather, where you're watching from. I think it's pretty cool that I can speak online to people who are watching from the most random places on the planet. Michigan, Norway, England, Denmark, Rhode Island, Ohio, New Jersey, Detroit, LA, Stoke, GB, Dino, Colorado, Florida, Texas, Worcestershire, Layton, Utah, Illinois, Isle of Man, Philadelphia, South Carolina, Alabama, Boston, New Jersey. Wow, crazy. Loads of Americans. Sicily, Ohio, Missouri, Croatia. Croatia is one of my favorite places, man. I love Croatia. Love Croatia. Hey, we've got Stephen from Mars. We've got an Earthling. Among us Earthlings here. Stephen. Finland, Dorset. Falmouth, Cornwall. Will. Falmouth. I've been to Falmouth when I was in the Royal Marines Commandos. I've been there a few times, actually, when I lived in Cornwall or in and around the area. Southwest England, right, is a beautiful, beautiful place. Really, really nice. The places I lived when I was there was, I forget now, Taunton in Somerset, fantastic place. Then moved down to back and forth from Exeter, where I was at the Commando Training Centre as a trained rank, and then actually moved down to Plymouth. Plymouth is a beautiful place, but if you're from the northeast like me, we're quite animated individuals. We're quite leery, quite busy, like cities and stuff like that. And for me, I'd seen, obviously being in the Marines, you see plenty of the countryside. And I just got to a point where Plymouth is a beautiful place. It just wasn't for me, man. But it's fantastic. If you ever get the chance to visit the United Kingdom, make sure you go to the southwest. Everyone gets a massive hard-on over London, guys. London is just another city. If you're from somewhere like New York, I wouldn't even bother coming to London. It's just, to me, it's just a big dump, man. But everyone believes that is what the United Kingdom is all about. The stereotype of London is kind of echoed out for the rest of the United Kingdom when it's just not. You want to see what England's like. You need to go to the little countryside places. You need to go to the northeast of England. You need to go to Sunderland, Newcastle. You need to go visit Scotland. You need to go southwest. You need to go to the Lake District. You need to go to Leeds, these types of places, Manchester and stuff. But everyone just thinks that London is the face of the UK when it's not. You're going to get a good representation of what other places in Europe's like, because guess what? Most people in London now are from them areas. You'll very rarely see someone who's living in London city centre who actually was born and raised in London city centre. All right, you want to go see what London's like? Go to Brixton. Yeah, that's what London's like. All right, not London city centre. You want to see what someone from London's like? Go to these areas, but these are the areas that tourists don't go. All right, you want to see what England's like, the friendliness of England. Go come up the northeast. You'll see what it's all about. Little rant there. Team Skeptic. Brainy Beaver is a good friend of mine. He'll be joining us for a bit tonight. Figured we talk a bit about your channel, military stuff, boxing. It'll be a good show, big bro. Hey, good stuff, man. Looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it. Pixie Clary. That's like people thinking California is San Francisco or Texas is Austin. Exactly. It's true, but like everyone comes to the United Kingdom and really does like gauge how England and Scotland and Wales is just off London, and it's just not. Look, trust me, I've got family members, a lot of family members who've never been to London before, and it would shock the hell out of them. Like, bloody hell, this is a bit too much for me, you know, because it's just not. It's just not the. It doesn't represent England. You get more of a international feel from London, but you'd be wrong to think that that's what the rest of England's like, because it's just not, man. You know. I've just seen someone there. Is Operator Starsky? Is he in the chat? I don't know if I can see your name. If Starsky's in the chat, then that is pretty damn cool. Watching some of your stuff, man. Is Starsky in the chat? Drop me a comment, man. Right, I'm just trying to find Starsky. Because that is as cool as it's going to get. That's proper cool, man. Can't see you. Hey, Operator Starsky, let's go, man. This dude here, right? Legend, man. Go follow this guy. Go follow him. Simple as that. Follow this guy. I am absolutely humbled by your presence. Thank you, my friend. And I hope everything is well where you're at right now. Stay safe. Not a religious man, but, you know, may the earth bless you with safety, peace, and guide you in the correct way, because you need it, man. Operator Starsky. Am I right? I might be getting confused. I'm pretty sure. Right, let me have a look. I'm sure this guy's on the front line still. Right, let me have a look. He's got 304,000 subscribers. Yeah, Starsky. this guy, man. This guy. Look at this. Look at the views he's getting. So I'm going to read his views out. This guy's got well over 6 million views this month. How many subscribers have you getting this month? 60k subs. You're killing it on YouTube, man. Congrats, dude. But, you know, he's covering the war in Ukraine. As someone who's working as a soldier, I mean, hey, credit to you, man. Like, seriously, credit to you, brother. Seriously, man. All the best. Mahram with the massive super chat, you're saying, what do you think about US DOD going from 5.56 to 6.8? Do you think it sticks? They'll have to re-kit NATO. Do you think if it sticks, they'll have to re-kit NATO? Hang on, the US, we're going from 7.62 to 6.8, right? I don't think it was. I don't think it was 5.56 to 6.8. It was 7.62 in many cases to 6.8. Yeah, I think you're getting confused with Britain, but we're not going to 6.8. Let me know. Thank you for your super chat, buddy. But hey, regardless of the change, re-kitting NATO, yeah, probably. I mean, you think about how many billions that's going to cost. Crazy. Roger Dava, could you explain dummy version Ukraine today? Dummy version of Ukraine today. Okay, dummy version. I think that's what you mean. I'm a bit of a dummy myself. Dummy version of Ukraine. Russia has invaded Ukraine. Ukraine is fighting back. And here we are talking about it. And we got Starsky in the chat, man. That's like pretty cool. You are the third biggest channel who's ever been on my channel that I know of. The biggest who pops on my channel now and again, actually, and I'm a massive fan of his stuff, is Jameson's Travels. He's an old US Marine, or an older US Marine. Absolute legend, all right? Nearly 1 million subscribers. The second biggest YouTuber that's ever been on my channel is Original Human, the guy who got me onto this YouTube business in the first place. And Starsky, I believe, is probably the third biggest YouTuber on the channel. The one I'm very proud to have. That's cool, man. Hey, Curtis Reynolds. Thank you for this massive super chat. Biggest one of the evening, man. You're saying, nope, it's 556 to 68. I think it's a mistake. Why do you think it's a mistake? You think it's a mistake to change to 68? I mean, in terms of the extra weight, potentially, maybe it's not that much. There'll be reasons for it, though, guys. They might need a little bit more kick to that. 556 is great from an SE80. 762 is better in some situations, not better in all, though. So I think they've went for a healthy middle ground. You know, got a bit of kick to it still. 100% US is 556. That's why am I thinking 762 for certain weapon systems that you use then? Why am I thinking that? No, sorry, I'm getting it wrong. Yeah, the 556, the different grades of 556 was used by the US. That's why they didn't advise, into use of the weapon munitions in Afghanistan, for instance, because of that. Different grades and stuff cause stoppages, even though it might be the same caliber or the same size round, whatever. But I don't mind 556, 762. I've never fired 6.8 though. So yeah. Let me take these off because we're not actually using any audio at the moment. My ears are killing. Got a massive pump today at the gym, guys. Feeling good. Roger. Dummy like the dummy books. I am dummy. Starsky in the house. Pissed Off Dragon says, that's funny though, a YouTube content creator kind of put themselves together and help others create mentality respect. You know something, right? I think this is my mentality. Starsky and Skeptic might be able to add a little bit more context to this, but this is my honest opinion on it. There's plenty to go around for everyone. Like plenty is an understatement. Like when it comes to content and creation of content, if people like you, they will turn up, and it doesn't matter if there's 100 channels like you, people will still watch your stuff, and people will, if they have 10 people like you who they like to watch, people are quite loyal, all right? And we consume an awful lot of content on our phones. I do the same thing. So it's like there's plenty to go around for everyone in terms of views. Look, let's make no mistake about it. People most of the time are on YouTube or anything else because it's a way to earn money. And whether we like it or not, money makes the world go round. It puts food on our bloody tables. And me being in the Marines at one point in my life and now doing this, the output is the same. The input's different, i.e. me trying to do this, but the output's the same. I'm looking to try and support my family, as is the rest of the YouTubers. So some people get a little bit protective over it. Normally, what I've found is, just share the love, man. That's why I'm more than happy to tell, hey, go follow this guy, go follow that guy. This is loads for everyone. There is loads for everyone. Like, you're not going to miss out. If anything, that camaraderie is going to help each other grow together, Good karma as well always favors you. It always favors you. What you give out comes back 100%. I'm a massive fan of that. I've put about, honest to God, I must have put about a dozen people onto YouTube right now, and they're all doing fine. I could quite easily have set up a media company, right? Where, a content creation management company, and I could have quite easily took 10, 20, 30, 40, 50% of every single one of them to do their YouTube journeys and various other journeys, right? But I don't do that. Good karma will come my way. I know it will. I know it will. So that's just the way I see it. Anyone wants to do it, there's plenty to go around for everyone, man. It's just true. Roger Dalva is smashing the super chat saying, "You are not a dummy, Serge Dummy Books." James Anglin, US Marine, UK Marine, are we at war or is this a war of opinion? That's a good one, that. Let me think. Are we at war or are we at war? Or is this a war of opinion? It's a war of opinion, and war of opinions start wars, don't they? Yeah. Starsky is a boxer. Well, I did a bit of boxing back in the day myself, man. If I didn't like Starsky as much, we should fight each other on a YouTube box and try and earn millions like Jake Paul. But I couldn't fight Starsky, man. One, he's fighting on the front lines now, so he's going to be hard as nails. And two, I'm a massive fan. Cannot fight your fans, guys, unless there's millions involved, in which, quite happily let Starsky get a couple of left hooks on me. Most YouTube fights are set up anyway, I think. Thank you for the super chat, Maram. You're saying, okay, what I'm saying is you can chamber 223, 556, 762 in the same system if they're NATO rounds. Now they're throwing that out. This new round's too big. They have to rekit NATO if this is standardized. Yeah, they do. That's kind of the end of that, really. They do. Whether or not they want, I think that's probably the case. It's a rebranding, so to speak, isn't it? And by rebranding, it's going to cost them. It's going to cost billions, isn't it? More than billions. It costs a lot of money. What are you saying, Skeptic? I got someone to fight for you to fight. You kick his ass, but people would love to see him get knocked the F out, and we all know who we will talk about it. Yeah, Jake Paul. Yeah, the thing is, these guys are like so big on YouTube right now. Like, I would be considered small to them if I had a couple of million subscribers. But yeah, I would like to get involved in it, if I'm honest with you. And my main motive, I'm not going to lie, it's and you'll not hear me talk like this very often, but I've boxed for a trophy. I've boxed many times for a meal ticket at the end of the fight. Truth, that's how it works in the United Kingdom. All right, and being over the moon with that, win, lose or draw, and fought really tough, hard kids. But if I have the chance to fight on a massive platform on YouTube and get paid bloody good money for it, hell yeah, I'm doing it for the money, man. So if something like that could happen, I'd be over the moon, guys. But the thing is, I've got like 250,000 subs now. Believe it or not, that's considered not very many still. And I've been messaging people, the Creator Clash for one. I've been messaging the Creator Clash on YouTube, on Instagram, so many times they quite literally ignore me because they know I can fight. And people don't want to fight people who can fight. They want to be able to get people out there, fix a lot or rig a lot of these fights, or literally put them in with someone who's going to get their arse handed to them for a paycheck, making the production look pretty good. So it's all a stunt. But what I want to know is, how can I be involved in the stunt somewhere they could use me? I don't know. I don't know. Hey, Ali Reza. KSI would probably fight you. KSI is all right, man. KSI is, look, he's British, and not to blow our own trumpets, and he's from down London and stuff. Those guys are tough, man. Those guys are tough, and KSI is tough. That guy can bang. But I would fight him. He's the type of guy I would fight in a heartbeat, But they're not arsed, man. They're not bothered. Brainy Beaver. I'll get destroyed in a boxing ring if it makes me famous. Who wants to beat the shit out of this old out shit? Now you're talking my language, buddy. Curtis Reynolds says, Gender, the whole ammo refit came so out of the blue. You have to ask yourself, who in the government benefits from the change? Well, if we just look at the likes of the Bush administration, how much they benefit from Iraq and money and all of that, it's definitely someone in government who's benefiting off that. Always is. Always is. James Anglim, thank you for the super chat. You're saying, win, lose or draw, let's box for charity. I'll take the ass kicking if the profits go to a proper place. You just need to. It's one of those things. It's getting like the amount of. I would. I've said this before. Jake Paul and all of them are just phonies, man. I respect him a lot because he has improved a great deal, and there comes a point where you have to stop being a hater and give him a bit of respect because he's doing all right now. But I still don't like him as a person, and I still believe that a lot of his fights are probably fixed. And by fixed, I don't mean the stage and the fights. Look, Tyrone Woodley got knocked the F out, but there's one thing for sure. He's probably getting a little bit more on his paycheck to go pay. Look, put up a bloody good fight, try to take me out, but come round 4 or 5, I'm going to clock you and you're going to go down, okay? Would you get knocked out on purpose? Not a fake knockout. Would you quite happily get battered for 2, 3, 5 million pounds? I know a lot of people. I would. I'm getting my ass kicked for that kind of money. That's life-changing beyond belief, man. You know, I could retire my family for life on that. You know? Mental. Operator Starsky, would love to see you fight, bro. UK made boxing famous and you got one more fan from Ukraine. Hey, I appreciate it, brother. I'm really honoured that you're coming onto the channel, man. Wherever you are, if I could be there right now, sat beside you, drinking a cup of coffee, in uniform, not in uniform, but wherever you are right now, sharing that adversity with you, I would do it, man. Believe that, brother. What else we got? Right, guys, it's nearly 11 o'clock. Unless there's any more comments, troops, go. You're probably already subscribed to these channels. Go follow Operator Starsky in the chat. Go follow Team Skeptic. I will be on his channel pretty soon, about an hour's time, actually. So I'm going to go and get a cup of coffee, freshen myself up a bit, go to the toilet, and yeah, get ready for his show, which I'm looking forward to being on there with. So if you've got any more comments or anything that you'd ask, like or questions you'd like to ask, then now's the time to do it, guys. Scott Leaper's saying, do you remember Kyle Carpenter? The IBS here are trying to cancel him. Really? Cancelled him? Kyle Carpenter is a legend, man. I love that guy. One of his videos I did in fact, one of his videos was the first time the United States really got on my side and started getting a big following from the States. So without doing a reaction to one of his videos, I probably wouldn't have a US following. That was the start of it, guys. Yeah. But troops, thanks for being here. If you want to go see me talking some shit later on to Team Skeptic, then, you know, come and say hi, guys. Yeah, but that's where we'll be. Go show him some love. And I'll see you next time. Yeah, I'll see you tonight on that channel. Guys, privilege, as always. Thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you so much. See you later. Take these, guys.